Nope. I'm doing okay, mate. We got ourselves a Pro Division game here tonight between Blame Game and Villains Black. You could not ask for any two more different teams. Blame Game, a Season 1 veteran team, having posted well over, it looks like 30 games in Chair League, versus Villains Black, who, as a team, have only been together for a handful of weeks now, participating in their third set here. They're currently 2-0, both teams currently 2-0. And Villains Black, just in week one, they did have a set to play, but in week two, they actually won via a disqualification, a no-show. So still somewhat untested here in the Chair League waters. So we'll have to see how well they can tread here. I know we're working on getting in contact with both of the teams. The match was postponed, pushed back a little bit to 30 minutes past the hour, so instead of top of the hour. So we are still waiting for just a minute or two here before the big, scary, terrifying clock starts ticking down, and we have to start getting angry. Yeah. So, per the chair league rules, it's anything goes. When the patch is live, the patch is live, and unless there's like a gratuitous, game-breaking, like horrific bug, if the hero's in the game, the hero's on the table. So, Lucio might be getting played tonight. He's had a pretty robust win rate in Quick Match and Hero League. Just edging above 50%, so balanced it looks like. But yeah. Hey mate, looks in the chat that they can't hear you. Make sure you're not muted.
Crap. Thank you.
Oh, has he been muted the whole time?
Oh my gosh, I've been muted the whole time.
It's the new type show now.
Oh.
Come to my channel, kids.
Oh, I misclicked. It was a misclick, guys. I swear.
So, I don't think we've ever had a week. We've done a lot of these. I don't think we've ever had a week where we made it through the whole week without some kind of crazed technical difficulty.
Gosh,
and it's
yes. The production quality is hard. It really is.
It is. Yeah, don't try this at home, kids.
Or try this at home and be better than us. Come on now. Yeah, thank you, chat room, for correcting that. That would have been very embarrassing for me to keep talking, and
it would have been awkward for me. It's like, oh my god, this guy's talking to nobody.
Yep.
somebody joins in mid-cast. They're watching the game unfold.
It's like, yeah.
It's like, holy cow, he's talking to himself.
Well, all right. It looks like we got the other team here. Great. Sorry. So while I'm getting the technicals done, New Type, would you like to share what you're drinking tonight?
I don't have anything too special. I got good and pickled on Tuesday, so I just have a good old Jim Beam white label. But hey, it's not always about what you're drinking. It's about who you're drinking with. It's about drinking with company, like the Twitch chat, which makes me want to drink more. But but no, this should be interesting. As we mentioned, Lucio is on the table. He's a hero that we can use here tonight. And there's other recently changed heroes. Murky's been being used all over the place. You can't sneeze in Quick Match and not run into Murky or Lucio. It's a very odd time to be playing the game if you play Quick Match. So we'll have to see what these teams feel like here tonight, what map they decide here tonight. Synth, you'll have to correct me here if I'm wrong. Our home team is Blame Game, so they will have first pick and first ban, and Villains Black will have the choice of the map, correct?
That is correct. So
Alrighty.
right now we're gonna get our map pick here from Villains Black, and we'll get ourselves a best of 3 match here tonight. Just joining us, guys. We're casting Blame Game versus Villains Black, a Pro Division best of 3, and don't forget to follow us on Twitter and the Twitches.
All the social media.
Yeah, all the social medias. Well, Twitch is a social media, I guess, right?
All right.
Well, so
it looks like you want to do the honors here.
Sure. First map tonight is going to be on Tomb of the Spider Queen, a good old classic rotation-heavy map. Let's put it that way.
It's a classic map that's gotten some new twists lately. We've seen a lot of heroes come out and start to excel on Tomb of the Spider Queen. One of the more recent celebrities on that map has been Chromie. You see her get played a lot at higher levels of play, both for her ability to goaltend and for just her long-range interrupts. Consistent long-range interrupts on short cooldowns make Chromie a nuisance to deal with on Tomb of the Spider Queen. We'll have to see if either team decides to go that route and pick that hero up. She's also a very interesting counter to Ariel, helps out-poke the Ariel compositions if they do intend to go that way. But any other thoughts? I mean, wave clear is sort of king on this map for both teams. It's important that you keep your rotations fast and crisp, that you bounce from lane to lane appropriately, and who else do we typically see on this map? This is one of the few maps where you might see Azul get played.
Johanna as well. You don't.
Johanna. This is a stronger map for Johanna. Much less so for a tank like Muradin. This is not one of his strong maps. So Muradin's kind of fallen out. The situations,
really
the compositions that you typically would see built around Muradin, where it's like find this guy, lock down this squishy, nuke him with your DPS follow-up, like that stun chain style of play really is the domain of Varian now.
Yep.
And I mean, ETC's I think always going to be, as long as 5-man mosh pits are still in the game, I think ETC will always be a valid tank pick.
I mean, you don't even need 5-man moshes.
Yeah.
but the threat of moshes.
So good.
I mean, dance parties are always fun. Come on, you never. There's never a bad time when you have a dance party. Let's see here, swapping teams.
And I believe we're waiting on just one last individual here before we are going to get things started. Yeah, this should be fun. It's we like I said, we saw Varian in the last few months. We've seen Varian rise, tank Varian, absolutely devastating. Malfurion has been strong for some time now, but he really combos well with Malfurion. And we've seen just the idea of this stun and spank like blow up game, which ironically was like kind of the way to play almost 12 months ago, almost exactly a year ago. We were in a meta very similar to this, except instead of Malfurion and Varian, we had Muradin and Tyrande. And we had Diablo and Tyrande for too, if I'm not mistaken.
I mean, Diablo's still sort of in the meta right now.
He definitely is.
He's seen a lot of fall off though.
Yes, he has. I think a lot of again the situations where Diablo would be a prime candidate, you see Varian picked up instead, and you see Diablo sort of subbed in for Varian when those drafts sort of go awry and Varian isn't in the isn't available. Yep. All right. So
looks like
yeah,
looks like we got ourselves a match here.
Yeah, so, both teams have indicated they're ready, and so we're going to proceed into the draft here. So the elephant in the room in every draft at high level of play is Tassadar.
Mm-hmm.
And the question is, what's going to happen to Tassadar in this draft? Is he going to be banned early?
Or
I
is
wouldn't be
Lucio?
surprised. Lucio might get banned.
I know. I mean, so Lucio is on the table as per chair league rules. First week, there's no statute of limitations.
Yeah, if it's in the patch, it's in. You're stuck with it, baby. But yeah, so Blame Game is going to be our home team. They do have the first ban and the first pick here. So I would not be surprised to see them take a secondary strong hero out like Ragnaros, force Villains Black into a potential Tassadar ban.
Mm-hmm.
If you've been watching high level play, if you've been watching HGC, Tassadar has been played or banned in practically every single game of HGC, and his impact has been felt. The games that he's gotten through, he's won pretty decisively. He's got an absurd win rate in both North America, EU, and Korea. And we see Vala banned by Villains Black. I like Vala as a ban. I don't know if it's just too early. And there we go. Tassadar's picked up immediately by Blame Game.
Well, I mean, Vala is one half of the Tassadar Vala combo. So they did deny one half of it. I don't know if the... I mean, I don't know. Maybe they have something else in mind.
You can pick up like
Varian?
You can pick up Zarya here. Like you can pick up if you're Blame Game, you can pick up Zarya here, and suddenly you have the shield machines.
No, that's too much shields.
Oh, it's not too much shields. It's just the right amount. Now, Furion picked up and Johanna, as we mentioned earlier, very strong on this map.
Welcome back, Johanna.
Yeah, I'm surprised it wasn't Varian.
Yeah, I'm
Any
surprised
thoughts
too.
there, mate?
Honestly, I would have taken Varian for that shield talent, that shield destroyer.
Yeah.
And
in the recent patch, that was swapped
the 13.
With the 13 tier. So you do get access to Shattering Throw, his shield destroying talent at level 13 instead. So kind of surprising. We might want to see. I mean, the nice thing about Johanna is that she does help out against some auto attackers who may be supported by Tassadar. She does have a blind that helps work them over.
She's still a brick wall. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. She's still a good tank.
Yeah.
That tells me that Villains Black is looking to play a little more defensively.
Ooh.
And we see Lucio and Varian picked up by Blame Game. They do not want that dangerous lockdown in Villains Black's hands.
So what do you think about Lucio?
I think he's good.
I think
his wave clear is kind of but with Tassadar supporting, that shouldn't be an issue, and ostensibly with their other two damage dealers, that shouldn't be a problem. But Tank Varian is an absolute terrifying monster who probably is going to get tuned down in the upcoming weeks here. He's outlandishly good.
Wait, whoa. What meta is this? What meta is this?
Clearly they're terrified of that new Greymane ult change, that cursed bullet. Oh my god, shot through the heart. But
you're not wrong.
Yeah, Villains Black deciding they don't want to deal with that. I mean, they may be going for a heavier HP pool. That can help them with dealing with the Varian. We may be seeing like some Sonya come in here. We may be seeing a second tank come in here to help deal with just outlasting. I just don't think you can outlast Lucio. He doesn't technically use mana.
I don't like this Zarya hover. Johanna is a solo tank. It's very rare you see Johanna paired with a second tank. I mean, Zarya is more DPS and a little bit more wave clear, frankly, but I don't think that would have been their second choice. I
feel like Sonya can get a lot of value on this map, and with the recent changes, I'm not seeing a heap of damage on Blame Game, and right now Varian is the only stun that they have in their pocket.
Yeah.
Well, lots of room for Sonya to spin and win.
You know what though? I can definitely see a little bit of value behind banning Greymane, paired with Varian. Varian's taunt basically put somebody directly in front of Varian for like 3 seconds or so.
It's like 2.25 seconds.
Yeah,
if you factor the stun and the taunt in at max duration.
Okay, so about more than 2 seconds, and Cursed. That's more than enough time for Cursed Bullet to hit.
Mm-hmm.
So I can definitely see a little bit, I can see a little bit of value in banning out Greymane's new alt. But
Jones Black with the damage picks. We see Jimmy Raynor getting hauled out.
False stat.
Dustin off the Terran Commander. I'm not expecting that, but I like Leoric a lot. I actually think this is a good call. You have a ton of HP on Varian, and you have a ton of abilities on Leoric that just do not care about getting stunned. If you get the Spooky Ghost Hand on Varian, the stun isn't going to stop him. The taunt isn't going to stop him. He can go unstoppable with, he can. I like Leoric here. I actually really like Leoric here.
We just DC'd from
it looks like we lost the Twitch stream. I'll keep talking here while we find out what Blame Game's picks are. They need damage desperately. Desperately, and we'll have to see what I like. Tychus, I think that would be a good call. He's got good wave clear. He's got solid DPS against the tanks. He's gonna get into kind of a come to blows with Raynor though, because Raynor has a better range than Tychus and can prioritize him afford to prioritize him a bit in team fights. We're gonna find out in 5 seconds here who it ends up being, as Murky is picked up. Holy!
Oh, what? Well, I mean, Murky is literally cancer.
Murky is picked up by Blame Game and Jaina to round out their composition. All the eggs are going in the Jaina basket. She's got to do all the damage for Team Blame Game, as she is the only assassin drafted in their composition at the moment. How does Villains Black respond here? They are still looking potentially for a damage dealer. You know who else would be terrifying here?
What's that?
Butcher.
Oh, yeah. There's not really
Butcher would be good.
I think Butcher's a little too much dive though, because the rest of the team can't support him. I think Li Ming's probably the best choice because
you're probably right. I'm being very very. I'm easily excitable. But it is Chromie who is finished up here. I think that can work too. Chromie's got a lot of good burst damage, got a lot of good single target damage, and we do not have a really consistent cleanse on Blame Game. And if Chromie does get her temporal loop out, that is one dead hero, whoever she manages to pick up. So we'll have to see. The teams have locked in. Any initial thoughts here, Seth?
Oh, that's Blame Game has a very strong draft. I do have to say the double support with the Murky. That's gonna be rough. But at the same time, there's the double tank comp on the side of Villains Black is also extremely scary. So it's actually. I mean,
I have to say, I prefer Villains Black. I prefer Villains Black's draft. There's no percentage-based damage coming out from Blame Game. They don't have a Tychus or a big damage dealer who can cope with these tanks. And their only source of damage is on a 15-second cooldown with Jaina. Like a full combo from Jaina takes 15 seconds to load out, and then what? You're stuck with Murky damage.
Which I mean, Lucio. I don't maybe.
I don't know, man.
All right.
All right. So let's get down to the brass tacks here on the left-hand side in the blue trunks. We've got Team Blame Game. We've got Narthier on Lucio, Beef Snackstick on Varian, Aardvarkman on Jaina, Trevor Weg on Murky, and Agani on the Tassadar. And in the right-hand side, wearing the red trunks, playing for Team Villains Black, we've got Spicy McHaggis on Chromie. We've got Kodo McNugget on Raynor, Nakomi on Malfurion, Tazames on Johanna, and Basher Happy on Leoric.
And for esports, we have B-stepping. That's our esports nowadays, right?
They're dancing the dance of death.
Oh. It's that one gif of the witch doctor doing the my neighbor's upstairs dance. Stomping the floor. Anyway, sorry. Spicy McHaggis doing a number on Agani immediately there, landing that Q randomly into the midst. But not a lot going on here. A rotation going up and down between top and middle from 4 members of the team, and then we're looking at Murky versus Leoric in the bottom.
Yeah, not a fantastic matchup for Murky, but should still be able to manage. It's just 2 hits, however, to drop that pufferfish. Leoric actually is going to have no trouble at all pushing bot lane against Murky. He might need some support from the members of lane game to support that. Meanwhile, mid lane, just all sorts of damage being thrown out. Worth noting, we see Time Walker's Pursuit picked up by Chromie. It's the Regeneration Globe and Ability Power quest picked up for Chromie, and we did see Kadarin Resonance for Tassadar. So it is going to be the Shield Retention quest talent. So Tassadar having to pick up tons of Regen Globes for a 2-part quest, 20 and 40 globes to get the most value out of that.
Oh man, and Chromie's just hitting like heroes left and right out of the blue there.
She hits like a truck on this map.
Yeah, she really. Oh my gosh, look at that. So anyway, this is perfect for Chromie though. She normally has a hard time building up stacks of globes, but going with this 4-man rotation here really gives her advantage in terms of collecting those globes.
And Jimmy is getting his Seasoned Marksman stacks. I mean, this is going perfectly for Villains Black in the early game here. Now, that being said, the members of Blame Game are going to have a spike here now that Varian has reached level 4. We do see the Warbringer picked up, so now they've got to play cautiously. Any sort of overextension is going to result in a stun, and Jaina is going to be hungry for the follow-up on those.
And speaking of that, look at Varian positioning himself right ready to go here. Unfortunately, he does not see that time trap, and
he's stuck.
Yep, and the blow-up is immediate there. Look at that. Chromie taking advantage of the Malfurion route and dropping that W right there where it lands. Wow, that was the most inane comment.
There was stuff in the things. He put the stuff on the things where the thing was supposed to come down. And I was like, wow, that's rad.
Oh, wow. Okay, sorry.
Yes, rad is still a word.
Oh.
So, Murky falling to the bot lane, no big dealio. There are some gems being lost for blue team, though. That's going to be an issue, setting them back. As a big heap of gems deposited by Villains Black. They have a big lead, 45 out of 50 here. Looking for that first Web Weaver pickup.
I'm surprised.
The Rumble...
Yeah, I'm surprised Leoric didn't check the smoke there for the egg.
V-Snack needs to hustle out. He's going to get blown up. Does manage to survive that. Holy cow. That was close. And Trevor Weg requesting a pause. Let's see what's going on here.
Ooh, well, while we're waiting, do you want to talk real quick about the other talents here? Looks like another quest talent picked up for Lucio.
I've seen a lot of the Lucios I play with grab this quest talent. You have to play really aggro to get this finished. You have to hit 20 heroes with Soundwave. The range on that's very short. I feel like it's shorter than Jaina's E. So you really have to get in close, grab him by the belt, and hit him with the boop. So already a couple of stacks picked up by Narthier here. He's got 3 of the 20. Just to take a peek at the other talents on the block, Agani with 14 globes already needs only 20 for the first stack of the Kadarin Resonance quest, and at 40, all plasma shields will persist indefinitely, which is gigantic value for Tassadar.
Now, Time Walker's Pursuit is almost done. Like, look at that. That's what, like 10? 8 or 10?
Yeah, we're at 9 of 15 on Chromie there. Yeah.
Between 8 and 10, exactly. And yeah, Seasoned Marks is also quite a bit done. Looks like
both these teams are doing a really good job of making sure they just aren't missing these globes. They're not missing the soak from the lanes. Both teams, Chromie's given up, I think, half of a kill. We're at level 6, both teams neck and neck in XP. And, we haven't given up a legitimate kill yet. Villains Black has carved out a pretty extensive lead on gems. I have to give him that. That's one area of the game right now where they have a pretty decisive lead. Blame Game, unable to even get a turn in at this point, has got to be cautious with their bank. It sits entirely almost on Varian, and you do not want your bank of gems to be on your warrior.
All right, and we're getting right back in here. Yeah, absolutely correct. The warrior gem bank has been shown to be very detrimental, especially if you watched Shrey ever play. He's always the gem bank, and he always.
There's a legendary game on Tomb of the Spider Queen where Shrey ended up with like 115 gems.
Oh yeah,
and they just could not get rid of them. It was brutal. Oh, it was so tough to watch.
Yeah. So, Chromie doing a number on the opponent team there, just continuously hitting damage, and Basher happy. There you go. Managing to contribute pretty much, or not pretty much, a large number of those gems. Because if I'm not if I'm not mistaken, Blame Game has done a good job of goaltending up top, but they haven't checked bottom at all.
Yeah, they really have been leaving Chromie to his own devices down there, and I have to say, I think Basher Happy has been absolutely dominating this lane. The towers are running low on ammunition. Murky falls to the Web Weaver charge here, and this is where Villains Black is gonna exert themselves. They're gonna push up. They're gonna grab some towers here, and they're gonna push a lead and get level, probably midway to level 9 here, just off this push.
Yep. One thing to note, probably Murky's res time increase has significantly affected the way that he lanes against Leoric. I mean, it was 5 to 8 seconds respawn time, and oh my gosh, Tastar getting really low and dying in that engagement there.
Yeah, it's a big one. Beef Snack Stick really hurt. Eats a heap of Chromie damage, and there goes the bank. Good night, and it's gone.
And
Zames with the defense there, basically just say goodbye to your savings account, kid. That is not going anywhere. Chromie still guarding her ult choice here. She picked it up at level 8, and still has not chosen. Getting a great knock onto Narthier there in mid lane. Forces the Lucio back. Still not seeing it. Wow, this is really. I can't. I'm not sure what's keeping the Chromie from picking her ult. I'll be completely honest.
I mean,
she's looking for the right circumstance, I suppose.
It's probably the reset. It's not the AOE thing, but it's probably just hiding it in case they want to. I mean, there really hasn't been a. Nope.
She just forgot. She's forgot she was level 10.
Yep, there you go.
Level 10 kicks in. The members of Villains Black go full tilt here, just absolutely barreling into Blame Game.
They group up as a 5 here. There is no fighting this. I mean, Blame Game has to retreat here. There's no way they can fight a level 10 5-man group here. That's just suicide. And Murky goes in for the suicide here. Going out with
Murky. Oh, there was so much you could live for. Villains Black with a full turn-in on hand. They're going to back up and start working that now. As the members of Blame Game desperately struggle to reach level 10, they turn in where they can here. They still do not have level 10, though. And we have yet another Web Weaver wave dropping for Team Villains Black.
Ooh, yeah, they really need to be careful here. Basher Happy has left his his post at bottom, and they're looking to pick up bottom fort at this point.
Desertion of your post sounds like betrayal. Betrayal is unforgivable. Leoric, though, not one for hypocrisy, has returned down to his post in bot lane, cleared out a little bit, soaked that lane up, and that bot fort is not one for this world.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, in top lane, back at the ranch, there's a huge team fight going on. as red team Villains Black actually taking some hard knocks here.
Yeah, without
Blame Game finally gets a chance to push forward and get some damage.
Yeah, Blame Game picked up 10s and immediately turned. They knew that Leoric was in bot lane, and they took advantage of that with no lag whatsoever. But Thames, what are you doing? You are very low on health, and you are a brick wall. But oh, okay, there it is. That's why.
That's what we were doing.
That's what they're doing.
So while this team fight was going on, wow, it's like, check that Chromie for the force. They know where you're going. You can't run. You can't hide from Chromie. While this was going on, the Web Weavers were pushing the lanes. Mid fort and bot fort fell. Top fort hanging on by a sliver of health. Villains Black in the driver's seat firmly here with a level 13 talent tier advantage, and they are chugging towards the boss, which will be brought down promptly here.
Absolutely, yeah. They have no. There's going to be no contesting this boss here. There's not really any talents to be able to contest this boss, and they don't even know about it.
Blame Game can force a turn in right now. I feel like they should, just to get some pressure off themselves, because the boot is coming down here, and the boot, it has how many legs? 4 legs and pincers.
Double check that number of legs there.
I had to. It looks like it's supposed to be a spider, but it only has 4 legs.
I mean, you know, this is Tumor the Spider Queen. You would expect it to have, you know, be an arachnid of some sort, but
Blizz, please.
Literally unplayable.
I'm gonna write my complaint on Reddit right now. Anyways, Villains Black forcing their way to the top lane, pushing in from behind this boss. They have level 13 talent tier advantage. Chromie now with her level 16 pick takes Quantum Overdrive for the increased ability power. She's got it popped right now and wails on Tassadar. So much damage. As Chromie comes in to try and alleviate some of this pressure, buy the team some time to kill the boss. And they will save the keep in top lane, but at what cost?
At a cost of a murky death, I suppose.
Oh, man. Murky lives matter, dude. Don't just write that off like it's nothing.
Well, they're a quarter of a life.
Dude, it's racist.
No, it's true.
Dude, you can't say that on the stream.
Okay, 0.25 of a life. There.
Oh my god, dude. I don't know if I want to know you anymore.
Well,
all right, Villains Black hauling back to their Merc camp. They grab the Bruisers, and they're just going to continue pushing with the pressure. Blame Game, kind of reading this, decides to do the same. They grab their mid lane Bruisers, and it's going to be a clash in the middle between the Bruiser camps.
Yeah, it's pretty standard here. Both teams Blame Game actually has a turn in, and so they're trying to get some space here for their turn in. But Lucio is caught with 11 gems ready to go, and the
team
taunt
fight
goes
is
out.
forced. Malfurion is caught by Varian, though. That's a huge pickup for Blame Game. That's huge for them.
That's their only healer.
Yeah, that's it. Murky goes down, but as we discussed earlier, it doesn't really matter. He'll be back up shortly.
Whoa.
Hey, those are your words, sir, not mine.
Yeah.
As Agonai desperately looking for a turn, and Chromie denies, though. Chromie, what a jerk.
Wow, reaching through the smoke screen and right in there, you know.
Dude, that's that reaching through time talent.
Exactly.
If you look at, level 13, aka level 11 for Chromie.
Yeah.
Reaching through time, getting that extra range increase, and paying dividends in the long run here.
That was a 2-for-1 if you saw that. Murky and Jaina in one hit. And yeah, just the sheer amount of damage on Villains Black's team really, really pushing Blame Game back, and the ragdoll effects.
I just don't think they have it, man. We talked about how much damage was really on hand for Blame Game, and I mean, if we look at it, Jaina is topping the charts for Blame Game with 26,000. Leoric has more damage on Villains Black.
This one.
Like, it just is, it's not enough.
Yep. And really, Chromie doing a number on the opposite team. Like,
super scary on this map, dude.
Yeah.
Don't underestimate Chromie on this map, guys.
A truck? Yes.
She dumps like a truck, man.
Yes, she hits like a truck.
Let me tell you what. She's gonna have level 20 in just a moment here, just half a level away, basically, and expect things to get really ugly there with Chromie possibly putting twice as many Dragon's Breaths in. Malfurion is caught, pops the ice block to try and survive, but is not long for this world. Does not get the Twilight Dream off as Lucio drops the beat. Ring of Frost does not connect with anyone as Basher is kind of stuck on his own, has to Wraith Walk away. Uses the spooky form. Varian takes a hit from Chromie, barely alive. Holy cow.
Yeah. Oh, geez, those things are hitting like... I'm out of metaphors for that.
Like a train?
Fully loaded coal trucks.
Fully loaded coal trucks, a.k.a. Chromie. That's the first thing I think of when I think of Chromie.
Hey, those fully loaded coal trucks are very heavy. But yeah, middle...
Oh. We're
middle
gonna make coal great. Chromie making coal great again. Oh, jeez. So, Villains Black going to top lane here, pushing with their Web Weaver.
And there goes the keep.
They do catch the first keep of the game here. Level 18 versus 16 in even talent here. This is probably the last minute of the game that is ideal for Blame Game. Once level 20 kicks in for Villains Black, it already has done so for Chromie. Once level 20 kicks in for Villains Black, expect them to take a decisive team fight and push towards the core in that top lane.
Yeah, it looks like they're just going for 65 gems right now, and they being Villains Black, of course.
That's the real Murky Egg.
Yeah, well, there's only one. He didn't get the fake eggs, and that is the first time, believe it or not, the Murky Egg has gone down this game. And he's really playing it risky here.
Well, Varian in a bit of trouble. He's gonna get hit by that Chromie damage and is not saved. I mean, no cleanse on the side of Blame Game, and it's really hurting them in the late game here as Chromie's getting those critical hits on her Q and on her W. She's laying on that damage.
Oh, and Tassadar, being the slippery snake he is not able to run out of Leoric cage there. Oh my gosh, that is... you thought Tassadar was hard to kill? Just put him in a cage.
Put him in a cage with a spoopy ghost.
Yep, that's one way to keep him alive, or keep him dead.
And with that gem...
Yeah, they have 65. They're going to start the boss, and then they're going to pick up turn in everything.
Yeah, this is essentially the end of the game here. It would take a gratuitous misplay from Villains Black for things to go south here.
Claris core. I mean, with a Claris core, you would be able to, I think, turn around. No. Well, actually, bottom lane is pushed.
I don't think there's really any recovery here.
No.
The boss has enough hit points to basically just walk to the core. The Web Weaver has enough hit points to basically just walk to the core. And that's without 5 members of Villains Black chasing the rest of your team. Beef Snacks, that kind of caught a little bit by that tornado, does have to hustle out. Oh, beautiful entomb from Leoric. And the follow-up damage is gigantic. Gargantuan damage from Chromie does finally confirm the kill on Varian. And, I mean, Jaina's up next. Jaina taking more damage. Is also killed, gets Ring of Frost off in time, but to no avail. That's still 5 members of Villains Black, a boss, and Web Weavers pushing into the core.
Yep, Web Weavers are just spawning right now, and that is dangerously close to the core for the Web Weavers. The boss is still at a quarter health.
Where's the damage? They don't have any damage. I mean, Jaina died, and that's it. You're stuck.
Archon. You got Archon now.
You got Archon. Okay.
Yeah.
So game 1 going to Villains Black here, winning in a convincing manner. And with that, the roles are going to swap. Blame Game is going to get a map pick here, so they will have an opportunity to talk amongst themselves, figure out what their strengths there are, what they saw in Villains Black, and what they feel that they can capitalize on the next map. Villains Black, however, will get the first pick on the upcoming match, so we'll see what they go with. As far as talents go, nothing too shocking. Kudos to Spicy Mick Haggis on the Chromie.
Oh my gosh.
Playing her the way she's meant to be played on this map. Absolutely clinical.
That was utter domination.
Really dropping the bombs. Basher happy with the Entombs and Spicy McHaggis with the Chromie damage. Absolutely stellar. And like I said, I didn't feel the damage from Blame Game. They occasionally got some variant picks that were like juicy, like okay, we got the stun, we got the taunt, the Janet dumped Oliver combo, and we got the kill. And then like Murky died, and it was a 4-on-4 again, anyways, and it like didn't gel well. It just didn't work out too well for them. Like their damage wasn't quite there. I just feel like they were missing a component in their team. And I feel like, honestly, Tassadar could have been subbed out for a better damage dealer.
I mean, Tassadar's okay there. I think if it was something other than Murky, it would have been okay as well, like a Sonya or a little bit of a front line. Or, I mean, if you think about it, Varian's the only front line in this composition. And I don't know. You didn't have enough health. You didn't have enough health to survive Chromie.
Yeah, man, it's scary.
I mean, very hard to run over or to survive being run over. So,
Coltrane, man.
Oh.
All right. So, Blame Game will get the pick of the map, and we'll see what they decide to go with. Shoot from the hip, buddy. What's your initial thought?
Oh, jeez. I don't know.
You got like a 1 in like what? Like 10
9,
chance? 11
8.
chance?
Tomb of the Spider Queen. Or wait, no, we just did that.
We just did that one. Literally the only map that you could have picked.
Towers of Doom.
Towers of Doom. I'm gonna go with let's see, Dragonshire. Sky Temple.
Sky Temple. Why not? What am I doing? Where's Sky? Oh.
Sky Temple is one of Blame Game's better maps. If you look via the very awesome stats page on chairleague.com, you can look up Blame Game, look up their stats, look up the maps they've been strong, the maps they've been weak on, and they're currently sitting on a splendid 64% win rate over 11 plays of Sky Temple, so very comfortable on that map. And we're going to have to see if they can leverage that experience to their advantage, because Villains Black is bringing the A game, and they want to they're coming to play. We talked about this team being sort of new to the Chair League Pro Division, but they want it, and they are going to get it, potentially.
Yeah, it's... Oh, there it is. Okay, Sky Temple's already set here. Just doing some just admin things.
Oh yeah, we're juggling the teams.
All right,
what's going on? So we got a chance to see Lucio. Lucio actually put up a surprisingly large amount of heals in that matchup. Like 70k healing in that map.
I mean, it's like Brightwing, right? You just like stay near the team and
I guess. Yeah, I guess my initial thought was Lucio's ult. Did that feel appropriate? And I felt it did. Having that extra burst of shielding helped further protect. It was typically Varian from Chromie damage. I'm telling you, dude. I feel like they should have. I'm trying to recall who banned Zarya. Was it Villains Black that banned Zarya?
Blame Game
banned Zarya. I feel like you could ditch the Murky and pick up Zarya, and your team would have been basically Chromie proof. And
that's true. Yeah,
you would have had a lot more damage potentially in the end run.
Sorry. Just making sure everyone's in here, which they're not. Oh, alrighty. So, Sky Temple, let's talk about that a little bit here. A little more PvE. That last game was a bit more, I mean...
A little. There less attention paid to, I want to say less attention paid to a rigorous rotation, and more attention paid to more of a macro style of playing the map. Timing your siege camps, timing your bruiser camps, timing, potential kills in line with an objective timer, dealing with a boss timer, there's a lot more on Sky Temple that you have to be aware of than you really have to worry about on Tomb of the Spider Queen. In Tomb of the Spider Queen, it's pretty cut and dry. You worry about your lanes, you worry about your rotation, you worry about where the enemy team is. But on Sky Temple, you kind of have to think about a little. You have to think a little more broadly. You have to think a little more long term if you want to play Sky Temple appropriately.
Yeah, or you can cheese it. I mean,
or you can cheese it. Yeah, you can draft. You can draft. Tyrael, Raynor, Zeratul, Medic, and just cheese it. That works too, I guess.
Illidan. You need Illidan to finish off the tower.
Need the Donner.
All right, let me make sure the teams are set up right. They are not. Who am I switching out with? Aardvark Man. Okay, I think that's right. Is that right?
So it looks like everybody's in the lobby. We'll be starting the draft up momentarily here. In terms of who's good, in terms of who's good on Sky Temple, what heroes are strong on Sky Temple? This is one of Falstad's marquee maps. Boss control is something you want to be thinking about when you're drafting on this map. Who can contest a boss? Who can stop enemy teams from capping the boss? Here's like Brightwing. Here's like as we said, Falstad.
Rexar.
Rexar.
I'm kidding.
have strength on these maps. Like ETC with Stage Dive, and you'll have to forgive me. I'm not the ETC pro. The one talent that gives him a second W.
Oh, that's
loudspeakers.
I think so. Yes, that I always take that anyway. It doesn't matter.
Like having that, if you stage dive dead center on boss when it's fallen down and you loudspeaker, you actually keep the enemy team far enough away to cap the boss on your own.
Oh, absolutely.
Zeratul is banned immediately by Villains Black. I'm curious to see what that means. They don't want any shenanigans, I suppose.
I mean, Void Prison is very scary, and it actually, you know what? It is a counter to Tyrael's
sanctification.
Yeah, so I wonder if they're picking Tyrael.
It's potentially. And with Holy Ground, that's another boss mechanic. That's another boss control mechanic. Popping that Holy Ground in. Falstad picked up quickly by Villains Black here.
Oh, are we going to see new Hinterland Blast? Oh, please, please.
No.
Oh, come on.
Come on, man. There's no, Hinterland's Blast or gust the whole enemy off of the boss and take it for yourself.
Yeah, all right.
It's tough, but you gotta weigh your options here.
Please.
Ask him in the chat. See if we can get a favor quickly here. While he's doing that, Blame Game going into their time pool here, looking for their first set of picks. Any initial thoughts? There's Malf and Ragnaros. I think couldn't ask for two more utterly terrifying people on this map.
Well, Baby Ragnaros is not terrifying. Actually, Baby Ragnaros is totally terrifying. Anyway, so let's see here. Yeah, Ragnaros should be fairly scary. I mean, he was picked very consistently during the HCC North America. Was that prelims, finals? I don't know.
In all of it.
All of it, yes, all of it. So yeah, both meta heroes addressed at this point. Tassadar, Ragnaros, ETC picked up. I mean,
they are. Villains Black is playing the map and doing a really good job of it. I would be surprised, unless there's absolutely no interrupts on Blame Game. I would be surprised to see Mosh Pit from Villains Black here.
Yeah,
I'm expecting ETC to take the stage dive.
Oh, and a Tychus.
And
okay.
Tychus as well. Tychus is a really good, solid. Tychus is actually a very solid counter to Ragnaros. One of the more HP heavy assassins, and this does deter a tank variant potentially. You do get that extra, minigun damage in on them high HP targets. I feel like you have to address tank variant here. I think you have to get him off the table. If Malfruits and Sulfurous Smash are in the batting cage for Blame Game, if they got those two damage abilities in their bullpen, it's scary.
Yeah. They're hovering over Rhaegar ban. That's a pretty good idea at this point. Rhaegar with the Ancestral just gives everyone, or whoever is being blown up, a second life.
Not even just Ancestral, even Bloodlust. Bloodlust is still a thing.
Yeah, with Falstad and Tychus, absolutely. Although ETC's E just naturally is a mini Bloodlust every single time he hits it, so...
So what does Villains Black ban here?
Well, I think you have a good point with Varian. I know they played it last game, and they didn't do badly with him. I mean... Yeah, and they have Malfurion. I mean, right now, no healer yet picked for Villains Black. They could ban out another global like Dahaka.
Dahaka wouldn't be a bad choice. I'd actually be perfectly fine with Dahaka getting banned here. That'd be a good call, I think, from Villains Black. Like I said, I'm just worried about the potential for a long-term Wombo combo with Varian, Malfruits, and then Sulfurous Smash.
Oh, wow.
Vala is banned by Villains Black. We saw Vala banned in round 1 of the first map, and they're just going to continue to avoid that hero.
Yeah, she's evil. She says it herself. I'm guessing another global has to be picked up to address Falstad, because otherwise you're going to see Falstad pulling up the XP advantage.
He's going to run circles around the other team unless they have a global.
Yeah. I mean, a global or a global-like thing like Zool or...
Dahaka Varian is so good. Oh, yeah. It's so good, too.
Well, they have a 2-pick here. It could be Cho'Gall. I'm kidding.
What's wrong with you, man? I'm getting my hopes up. Getting my hopes up.
It's not going to be a Cho'Gall. Not with Tychus on the map, and no. Just no. But yeah, you're absolutely right. Dahaka Varian... I would be surprised not to see Varian.
Well, there's Varian, and Zarya is the other choice here.
Zarya is fine too, yeah.
I think having Varian on the melee engagement, giving him that bubble initially, is going to protect him from a substantial amount of damage. And like I said, I think Varian, Rag, and Malf have a wombo combo that can absolutely devastate almost any member of Villains Black here.
You know who I want to see? Medivh. I want to see Medivh. But
on who?
On Villains Black. I could see some serious potential for...
at this point, yeah, I think that's could be a thing. I'd like one more. I mean, they need to lock in their support. They are short there. I don't think you can take Ariel here. You just don't have...
You need a
an optimal... Yeah, you don't have an optimal target, and you don't have a cleanse. Charism doesn't have cleanse either.
Oh god, I keep forgetting Charism no longer has cleanse.
I mean, Brightwing has cleanse. Technically, it's not a great pickup for her at 7, but it might be what they have to take. And we see Lucio picked up, so no cleanse on Villains Black, facing a Varian potential stun comp. Thrall is also picked up by Villains Black. We may see Sundering instead of Earthquake, which has been ruling the meta with an iron fist lately.
Could you imagine
with a recent change?
Actually, Earthquake plus Lucio's dampening, or the reverse field where it slows everyone.
Oh man!
That just sounds miserable to play around.
It sounds completely just terrifying on many levels. So Thrall's Earthquake was nerfed recently, but
pair that with Lucio. Come on, tell me that's not like terrifyingly good.
It's pretty scary,
especially with the damage.
Yeah, last pick for Blame Game here, and they go with Li Ming. Oh my God, it's the Exodia comp. Here we go. So Li Ming looking to follow up on the Varian and Malfurion routes. Ragnaros also potentially there for another stun. If anybody gets caught by Varian, there's potential for them to literally explode into a giant ball of fire and arcane energy instantly.
Yeah.
I think ETC may be the only person on the team who is one-shot proof. I think any other member of the team is potentially just straight up one-shotable by what Blame Game is packing right now.
And more importantly, Li Ming is anti-mosh.
Yes.
They needed one person to be anti-mosh, and there it is.
Yeah, they've got a couple, to be completely honest. They have Malf on Twilight Dream, not optimal, but it's there. They have Ragnaros with Sulphurous Smash, again, not optimal, but it's there. But now they have Wave of Force, which is a really good counter to Mosh Pit.
Yep.
But yeah, here we go. And as we zone in here, let's take a look at these teams. In the blue trunks on the left-hand side here, playing for Team Blame Game, currently down 1 in the series, looking to push this set to its 3rd game. We have Team Blame Game. We got Narthier on Valfurion, Agani on Ragnaros, got Aardvarkman on Li Ming, Trevor Weg on Zarya, and Beef Snack Stick again on the Varian. And on the right-hand side of the map, in the red trunks, playing for Team Villains Black, currently up 1-0 in the series, looking to close things out here. We've got Sames on ETC, Spicy McHaggis on Falstad, Kodo McNugget on Tychus, Nikomi on Lucio, and Basher Hoppy on Thrall. You think Kodo McNugget and Spicy McHaggis are like related or friends, or just happen to have a McDonald's related screen name by chance?
No, one's Scottish and one's World of Warcraft.
Oh, okay. Well, there we go.
So
do Kodo McNuggets come in like the 5-piece, or are they like the 20-piece?
I think they're like the 50-piece because of the size of the Kodos.
There you go. Is that on the $5 value meal, or is that like...
It's on the 10 gold value meal.
The 10 gold value meal.
So anyway.
Pick that up in an auction house near you.
Oh, jeez.
So teams going to lanes. We see a 3-man group in top for Villains Black, whereas Falstad has to contend with Zarya and Ragnaros in bot lane. I do not envy the Falstad player. That is a terrifying combo.
Looks like Ragnaros is actually going to be the solo laner against Spicy McHaggis here.
There we go. Yeah, that makes more sense to me.
And then Thrall's actually going to be mid here. Basher Happy playing another melee bruiser-esque. Actually, bruiser in this case. Well, assassin bruiser.
Both teams rumbling in mid. Beef Snack Stick dangerously low. Has got to hustle out, but falls under the overkill damage of Tychus. Parry not doing him any favors there.
Yeah, that was bad timing. I mean, they really needed to be able to contest both temples without losing soak, and they're gonna rely on the soak here. Li Ming is gonna pick up the top temple for now. Look for Villains Black to potentially contest this, but actually it looks like they're gonna focus on mid. They're gonna trade it out. That's not a bad choice either. It's a safer choice. And why go ham this early?
Oh my god, we're seeing Orb build from Li Ming. Triumvirate picked up at level 4 by Li Ming. This is going to be a long-range artillery build, looking to maximize damage from a distance. Expect Aardvarkman to be on the edge of every fight. And we are also seeing a Q build. Demolitions Expert picked up by Zarya. We'll be monitoring that quest as we move on through the game. 40 enemies hit by particle grenade to increase its radius.
Oh, and Zame's doing a great job of power sliding out of that potential death route there. But yeah, Aardvarkman definitely going to be playing the role of Chromie this game, blowing up exactly where,
check this out, man. Auto attack Falstad, seasoned marksman and hammer gains.
Oh man, I haven't heard that.
Falstad player. And we are also seeing the bigger they are picked up by Tychus. So harder damage on targets when minigun is used. 4% of their health per hit, but only to the 40% health mark. Once it's below 40%, minigun no longer does any bonus damage. So looking to really shred down Varian quickly and open that up for follow-up by Falstad and Thrall.
Yeah, you know what? They are really looking to the Zarya Varian combo here. They're looking at all that health and they're going, beef, which is very scary to the ETC. Thrall is solo laning up against Zarya top here. Does not look like they're going to be pairing Varian and Zarya. That's probably smart. Although it doesn't really matter at this point.
Zarya is a very bad solo. She's okay in the sense that like, oh, she can clear the lane reasonably, but she literally is 2/3 of a hero when there is not another hero in her lane. Like her means of generating energy, see right here, she's not generating any energy. Her means of generating energy are severely hindered if she does not have another individual in lane with her. So I don't like Zarya alone against Thrall here.
Yeah. And Thrall can very easily just not hit her when she has a shield up. But yeah, looks like Malfurion had to go back for some mana, and they're going to look to push in mid here a little bit, or at least match the 3v3. Or they're just going to rotate all to bottom and try to catch Ragnaros out.
Yeah, so we were talking about how to play the macro of this map, and we see both teams grab top bruisers at close to the same time. And with Falstad here now, this is going to get magnificent value for Villains Black. He's going to clean up these bruisers and then hustle his way down south where a team fight has erupted. Oh no, they catch Thrall. That's great news for Blame Game. That's just what they needed. Falstad too slow basically on the rotation, but the follow-up kill on Varian does even things out. That's a big boon in favor of Villains Black. And Falstad is just going to continue pushing top lane for a bit here before flying down.
Yeah, the choice might be that oh no, he's flying down now. I was going to say he might be interested in looking. But Aardvark, man, getting pretty low here. Getting a heal up, and looks like he's going to get out okay.
Yeah, great engagement from Zames there to put Aardvark, man, out of position. But unfortunately, Lucio's picked up by that long-distance Li Ming orb. Holy smokes. Level 10 is picked up by Villains Black, however. And this is the danger zone. They do go with the stage dive, and they do go with Earthquake. And there it is. The members of Blame Game pinned in a corner on their own wall. Narthier hustling out, barely alive, does manage to survive with Aardvark, man, jumping over the wall there.
Yeah, and Spice McKay is just looking for a safe spot to be here. But Soundberry picked up, not the reverse amp. I think that's the name of the ability.
I think that's a good call.
Yeah,
with the composition that Blame Game wants to make, they want an instant blow up comp, and having an immediate or close to immediate spike of shields to protect your heroes is critical in keeping them alive in those big blow up moments. So big rumble going down south here. Beef Snack Stick having to hustle away from Thrall as Aardvark Man is looking for another good, decently ranged orb. Does find it on Tychus, but that shield makes it just a tickle instead of anything more substantial. And it is going to be Villains Black capping out the last couple of shots here on the Temple, which has gone back and forth numerous times here.
Yeah, one of the most contested bottom temples I've seen in a while. So Twilight Dream picked up for Blame Game here. Disintegrate obviously picked up right now. Oh, Falstad. Man.
And there's them combos. Sulfurous Smash laying in on Lucio, and the follow-up hammer on that follow-up Q on Empower Sulfurous, finishing things off.
Yeah, that was probably a bad pathing issue because I think ETC had stage dived out, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, ETC in the north lane just nowhere near close enough to impact that team fight, and so it went in favor of Blame Game.
Yep, so looks like they're going to push forward with that a little bit of advantage, and actually really smart pushing the advantage here.
Yeah, they're cleaning up them mercs. In comes ETC, but I don't know if that's really a good idea. Varian gets a stun off onto Tychus, doing a heap of damage, but taking some himself. As Zarya with 1,000,000 energy is looking to continue doing that damage, poking away with those Qs, and linking back up with her team. A huge Q from a huge W from Li Ming, though, chunks Villains Black and forces them back.
Yeah, that was a lot of damage going out on the side of Blame Game towards Villains Black there, and forcing them to go back and tap. And they're not going to take any fights here on the Bridge of Death. Smartly, Blame Game goes back and tries to take, clear the lanes and tries to take their Merc camps after, I would expect. So, how's the score looking?
No moves to boss just yet. We're actually fairly even in terms of structural integrity. Villains Black.
Oh, ETC.
just online with the XP, but that catch of ETC could change everything. Zames with the great escape. Call Steve McQueen. And is he going to get out further? Oh, no, he doesn't. Never mind.
Oh, that was
like
close,
the
though.
actual ending of Great Escape, he ends up getting caught.
Oh.
Spoiler alert. But
did you see that charge attempt from Beef Snack Sticks?
Beef Snack Stick didn't know where to go, so he just ran back and forth in front of the gate and made angry noises.
Yeah. So Leroy Varian there trying desperately to do some diving, but
he needs those epic shoulders because it'll give him better mana.
So it looks like the temples are coming up, or are up actually, and there's Falstad is going up to top, where it looks like Villains Black is checking to see if the boss is being taken. Are they going to attempt it? No, that would be.
No, but when you take bottom temple, you're setting yourself up for eventual boss play. So not a bad call to just keep an eye on that when possible. Second fort goes down for Villains Black, and they are going to cap Blame Game's second fort. So literally almost dead even in terms of infrastructure. Blame Game with a slight level lead. They do, I believe, scout out Zames going to the Bruiser camp. And I don't think they're going to be in line for any sort of contesting here, as the members of Blame Game only just now getting in position to defend.
Yeah. That Merc camp actually did a number on the side of Villains Black. They the one that Falstad led in. Or no, that wasn't it. But
well, it got a lot of damage in, and that got boosted by the damage of the temple, the top temple.
Oh, that's right.
At the same time. So it was basically double the value of the temple because you had the Mercs pushing it as well. Bruiser camp picked up by Blame Game in the top lane here. It's going to push for a bit. Falstad moving to answer that as Blame Game checks mid near boss. I love this scouting drone from Malfurion. Always keeping an eye out. And I mean, if you approach from the right-hand side, you have no line of sight on that scouting drone. It's a great position for it. I love it.
Yeah, absolutely. They're just making sure that they have a clear path. Oh my gosh, they're going to catch ETC again. Holy crap. ETC.
Varian with the catch. Leeming with the follow-up.
And
Exodia strikes again. The three dangerous players there. Varian, Malfurion, and Li Ming.
And an expulsion zone actually keeping the rest of the team from following up or coming to his aid. So that was very smartly done from Zarya there. Eliminating. Oh, and they've caught another one. Lucio going down to that death combo. And the resets on Li Ming really just doing a number too, just making sure that anyone else in the area is would be silly to follow follow them in.
Yeah, Varian. Opponents beware. Opponents beware. He's coming. He's coming. He's coming. Varian just absolutely throwing his weight around here in this cleanseless world that we found ourselves in. Lucio may be able to get the level 20 talent to give him his level 20 AoE cleanse, but that's a long way off from where we are right now with Blame Game. Sort of this, I don't want to say they've established a firm lead just yet, but they have set themselves up. The next maybe 30 or 40 seconds will determine whether that or not that's a lead.
Yeah. By the way, that scouting drone by Malfurion is actually was in place when they were rotating around boss. They may be looking for a boss pickup as soon as possible.
All right, well, we got ourselves a team fight. It is a Royal Rumble. Lucio taking a lot of damage there. Yeah, there's a lot going on. Lucio taking a ton of damage there, having to haul out though, and so the members of Blame Game able to stave off the majority of the ults of Villains Black. Dragon Laser and Taunt are still available, as is Twilight Dream.
Look at this choice.
This is gutsy. This has got cojones on it, and it is sniffed out by Blame Game. Do they have any control tools? They do have Twilight Dream, which is absolutely devastating at short ranges. And is Villains Black going to have to concede? Did he just walk right up and down smash? He did. Blame Game just yanks that boss out from underneath Villains Black.
Yeah, there was no contesting that. I think Falstad still did not have Gust up. So That was sort of a misplay on the side of Villains Black. They didn't have a stage dive in. They didn't have the Gus.
Yeah, Gus. They were missing all those critical boss control tools that we were hyping up at the beginning of this match. And at the end of the day, when the moment came, none of them were available.
Yeah, I think that was a mistime on their part. They saw an opportunity to take it, but the temple had finished by the time. Oh, geez, Falstad taking a heap of damage.
Yeah, Same's going in deep. Has to use stage dive to basically save himself. Gets caught by Varian. He's coming. He's coming. He's coming. And does manage to escape. He's not 8'20".
Oh god, and the molten core taken on the now destroyed keep. That is going to be a full retreat for Villains Black here. I mean, okay. Now that molten core is gone, they have at least a chance to defend.
They can stick their heads out there, but all right, blame game. Remember how I said like 2 minutes ago that they hadn't quite established a lead? They have now established a lead. 2-level lead. Infrastructure's ahead, solid control of the macro mechanics on the map. They're grabbing Merc camps, they're pushing that bot lane, and 2 temples are activating now, which is unfortunate for them because it does give Blame Game the opportunity to split those. They can afford to trade right now. They can afford to say, all right, you grab one, we'll grab one. You're going to barely damage a keep, and we're going to get another keep in exchange. So Villains Black has to hustle here. They have to make something happen before level 20 comes out for Blame Game.
And it looks like they've figured out that they were going after middle. So it looks like it's going to be a 5-on-5 here, a full team fight. And we'll see how this goes. Side of Villains Black taking a lot of damage from the objective itself. So they're on a little bit of a smaller footing. Besides the fact that they're at 17 of 9, but they are on equal talent here. So this is their last chance at an equal fight. I think
not much to soak for Blame Game in the neighborhood here. The members of Villains Black hustling out. When they do lose the core, they have 4 siege giants now hammering at the core. Look at that shield drop. Down goes the HP.
Oh my gosh.
Falstad is in the neighborhood to help support, but it might just be too late. Blame Game grabbing the temples now is going to punch down this last keep, and the core has taken HP damage, 65%. As the members of Villains Black just now clean up the minion waves that had been pushing the core.
Yeah, that was very smart coming out of Blame Game to take those 2 camps on the way up to the temples. They let Villains Black take control of the bottom temple for a little bit, but
in goes ETC. He's out for blood. He wants something.
And Gust unused with the death of Falstad, and
I think that might be it, partner. With two players down, Aardvark Man giving chase. Zames is basically just a piece of meat, and the GGs are called out. We're going to game 3 between Blame Game and Villains Black.
Ooh. What a game. That was an interesting turn of events there. With a couple of those, with that boss steal. How about that boss steal?
that was fantastic. Good on Blame Game for scouting that out. I don't think they even had I think the what's it called, the scouting drone in that area had been expended at that point. And I think that was such a good. It was just a solid play, and unfortunately for Villains Black, excuse me, they just did not have the tools to contest when they needed them to. I don't know how much further that boss would have delayed the game. At that point, Blame Game was really in the driver's seat and had been for a couple of levels, but at that moment when they took that boss, it went careening in favor of Blame Game.
Yeah, it really did. That was. I mean, they've solidified their lead at about 16-17, and really made it happen for them.
Just to take a peek at the talents real quick here in the post game, Li Ming actually not going full orb build, which is in hindsight, a good thing. We saw them go disintegrate as well to help stack on that damage, having to no need to fear the mosh pit. So actually, kind of a standard Li Ming build. Just subbing in Triumvirate for the heal on 4. Why is it blank? Why is it not in my head right now? I'm losing my mind.
What? I'm sorry, I wasn't paying attention because I was thinking
I have officially lost my mind.
Okay.
Anyways, the Q build from Zarya, really nice on poking the damage, really nice on keeping the damage up, topping out the damage for her team and for that particular game. So kudos to Trevor Weg for lots and lots of damage.
Oh yeah.
Especially since a lot of that game they were kind of forced into the solo lane role, which, like I said, is not one that Zarya excels at.
Yeah. One thing to note is there was no cleanse on the side of Villains Black. I honestly think this game would be different with a cleanse. There were so many situations where Li Ming followed up Malfurion Root and just blew up somebody, you know?
Yeah, you just can't face that composition and not have an answer in the clutch. Like sure, you're not going to stop every single stun by Varian, follow up by Li Ming. There goes 75% of your HP. But like the critical ones during like the key team fights, that's when you need to have it, and it just wasn't there. I mean, Lucio didn't even get the opportunity to get to level 20, and oh baby, are we in for one last map here?
Oh, you know the one I was looking for.
I'll let you unleash this one. Go ahead.
All right, so final map of tonight is going to be Towers of Doom, the one I picked last for last map, but looks like we're going to have it for this map. So I'm going to go ahead and set us up here.
All right, so the question now is, what happens to Varian? He's got a 50% win rate in this set. It's a coin toss. What?
I don't know.
What does he do?
I mean, he's... I don't know. let me put it that way. I don't know. He's good in this map, but he's not great. He's
I think this is another one of those maps where Chromie is a thing.
Oh yes, absolutely.
That long range pokey interrupt is it's dynamite, baby. Like it's crazy on this map. You might see Zarya again from Blame Game. I wouldn't be surprised, given how they played her in the last map. Globals have there's a whole jumble of globals that are critical on this map. I feel like the Haka is in particular really useful on this map. There's a lot of cover on the tower areas, so we'll have to see. We're moving things along swiftly here as the teams are set up. We're gonna be moving into this draft momentarily. Ooh, baby. Yeah, I mean, we've seen both teams win a game since it's anybody's match. Any thoughts here?
Well, let's take a look after the draft. I mean, it's hard to say without the draft picks here. So, going right in here. First ban, first pick. I want to see Medivh addressed. This one actually is really good for Medivh.
It is.
In fact, Medivh and Stitches actually had an insane combo on this map. Where
but you're committing 2/5 of your team to that combo, and if it doesn't work, you're boned.
No, I of course. I'm not expecting to see Stitches Medivh, but I am. Medivh is still good because of that poke, because of the ability to deny the tower turn-ins, which are so vital on this. Or sorry, not turn-ins. The objective captures, which are so vital on this map, being the only way to damage the cores.
So does Rag get banned here? Do we just get Rag off the table now?
I don't.
Or do we get Varian off the
table? I don't
table?
like Rag on this map. I actually do not like, because his Molten Core is almost useless. Although it is able to deny one turn-in on each side. Like that one particular turn-in on the top right and top left those are able to be denied by Molten Core.
I think you can hit anything with Molten Core. I think.
I don't think the
Dahaka
middle
is banned.
one.
We hyped him
Okay.
up too much in the intermission, and the teams have been listening. Have you?
I hope not. There is a stream
So
delay.
there is a stream delay to help counteract that, but you never know.
You never know. Anyway,
Malfurion picked up by Blame Game.
so Malfurion has been first pick for a while now. Can we talk about that for a second?
He's good.
Why is he so good? It was Twilight Dream, wasn't it?
His roots basically
yeah.
became instant.
I think his healing, when his healing was
healing
buffed,
is better. Yeah, his healing was buffed. His roots became more or less instantaneous.
yeah, it was the moment that
And
his
that was it. That was all you needed.
It was the moment that Tranquility wasn't required.
Yes.
All right, so Varian and Ragnaros first
there's
picks.
the World of Warcraft Bash Brothers featured prominently in the BlizzCon reveal trailer.
Oh baby, that was a great trailer. Not as good as Sombras though.
So
kidding.
Blame Game with the last two picks, they have not chosen a warrior yet, and they have not picked up any of their damage. I would like to see them get the warrior off the table now,
Nah.
and that gives them an opportunity potentially to ban a support for Villains Black in the upcoming ban phase.
See,
It keeps them from getting choked here.
Okay, fair enough.
ETC is picked up. ETC is picked up, and Falstad as well. So Blame Game with the global heroes. Falstad with the naturally occurring global, and ETC with his level 10.
Yeah, I actually might see. I think Mosh might be a viable option here, especially we'll watch for interrupts here.
Yeah, given how narrow the engagement areas are in Tower of Doom, I think Mosh Pit is actually a good idea. I think it is absolutely viable on this map on this map in this matchup. I liked Murky.
Basher trolling the other team asking about Murky.
I would say, I like, yeah. So yeah, we got some playful banter going on back and forth here. I realize now that my forehead is in the way on the actual overlay. So perhaps for the best.
Yeah, no, that was on purpose.
Perhaps for the best.
Yeah, so interestingly enough, let's see what the ban is. Probably a DPS of some sort, or perhaps a shielder. Well, okay.
The Zeratul is banned to, I mean, I guess.
Well, VP is a great choke denial.
Yes.
There are a lot of choke points for coming into the objectives on this map, and Zeratul does a great job of just giving you that extra second or two to pick up, well, like 5 really with this VP, but just giving you that extra time to pick up that objective, which, like I said in casts past, this is one of the very few maps where it is absolutely viable to trade your life away for an objective. If you can get that objective and you have to die for it, it's worth it. So
yeah, because there isn't that late game swing where it's like, oh, 2 of us died, so now they're gonna go solo our core.
Yeah,
like,
there's none of that.
That doesn't happen. So as long as the 2 of you dying had some merit on the map, it makes sense. Zarya banned by Blame Game. I like that. Keeping Zarya off of Varian and Ragnaros gives her, those 2 heroes can give her so much potential charge, such good targets for her personal barrier that I think keeping her off the table. And that long range poke on the Q, we saw how effective it was last game.
Absolutely.
At just chunking people out.
I want to see Medivh.
He wants to see Medivh.
I want to see a Medivh here. I really do. Come on,
Let's
folks.
see how it goes.
Give me a Medivh. A Medivh variant is really, really good. Since Tasler's banned out again, no big deal there. But yeah.
Well, they're waiting. They're making.
Any
they're
bets?
making it suspenseful. They're making it suspenseful.
Or a Chromie. I mean, a Chromie pickup here would be pretty viable as well.
It would. Malfurion does not deal with really hard bursts very well. Li Ming and Tychus are brought instead. Commandeer Odin. Can we talk about the range on that puppy?
Ooh,
that thing has crazy range and is very good at shelling locations.
Yeah, I was gonna say Chromie because her range also. Her poke is great at denying.
So do you think they're gonna go to Medivh now, buddy?
No, they need a support on the
No.
side of Villains Black. However, there's still hope for Blame Game. Come on, give me that Medivh.
No, it's
No,
not happening.
they're not
I'm
gonna
calling
do
it
it.
right now.
It's gonna be
No,
Chromie and it actually gives Blame Game a good chance to pick up Chromie with Malfurion paired and ETC paired with that. I mean, there's just so many opportunities for lockdown on one character. Or more than one,
see.
really.
Chromie could work.
It would be kind of counteracted, or not counter.
You know
kind
who'd
of
be gnarly here? Sonya would also be really.
I was gonna
useful
say
for
another
Blame
warrior would actually. Oh, there's the
Game.
Medivh.
There's the Medivh!
Yes, yes, called it. Eventually, if I call it for every game, eventually it will happen, right? Is that the way it goes? All right. Well, anyway, yeah, the Medivh poke should be interesting here. Giving sight to the to Blame Game of the objective turn-ins as well, so that they can position correctly. And
Anyways, I'm back.
okay. Oh, I'm sorry. I wasn't watching the camera.
Yeah.
So what's the fifth pick? It has to be a healer, right? What healer pairs with this? I would say Ariel. No, you need a cleanse, right? Well, what?
Ariel could work.
Brightwing.
See, the thing is, you don't need to cleanse as much as like Crystal Aegis would work against the composition of Blame Game. Ariel could work fairly well. Brightwing picked up instead. It gives him a global. It gives him a nice counter to Falstad. Oh my god. Oh man.
Oh, well, there you go. There you go. King Brightwing to the rescue. Queen Brightwing. I don't know.
Oh man.
What?
I'm getting too old for this shit.
What? What you want?
All right. So, Medivh and Vala is the last pickups for Blame Game and Brightwing for Villains Black. This is it. This is match point. Game 3 here in this best of 3 between Blame Game and Villains Black. Initial thoughts on the draft here, Boyo. What are you thinking?
Whew. Well, since both of my calls were on point.
I hate you.
No, I really like Medivh on this map. I have to give it to Medivh. So Blame Game for the win.
All right, there you heard it. Caster favoritism already festering in its. No, I'm just kidding.
No.
So on the left-hand side here.
Hey, you can't go without calling something.
What?
Yeah.
Let's see here. I'm gonna go with Villains Black just because I hate you.
Okay, all right.
I'm gonna go with Villains Black so I can rub that Medivh pick in your face.
All right.
I'm kidding, buddy.
All right, go ahead.
All right, in the blue trunks here on the left-hand side, we got Narthier on Malfurion. We got Agani on Falstad, Trevor Weg on Medivh, Aardvark Man on the Vala, and Beef Snackstick again on the front lines as ETC. And on the red side, on the right hand, playing for Team Villains Black, got Spicy McHaggis on Li Ming, Kodo McNugget on Tychus, Nikomi on Brightwing, Zanes on Varian, and Basher Happy on Ragnaros.
And I am disappointed by the lack of esports in the middle here.
I know, it's like such non-committal esports.
So, Falstad hop into top here to address, the lane here with Croto McNugget. Close enough. Hiding
Kodo Crumpet. Now I've heard everything. Agani pinched between Spicy McHaggis and Nikomi explodes, and Medivh follows suit. That's the least convenient portal in history.
All right.
Putting him from the bottom of the lane where he was dying to the top of the lane where he was dead. And that's 2 quick, easy kills for Villains Black, pushing through the top lane.
Yeah, so if they were listening to me, that might have been Bad choice. I don't know. We'll see. There is no Master's Touch to reset just yet, so nothing has been necessary.
Yeah, no harm, no foul. You know, what happens in the early game stays in the early game.
It's true, though. But yeah, the portal duration increase picked up from Medivh. That's definitely looking for some harassment on these portals. And since they're all back up before the first spawn of the altars, we should still be no biggies. Even talented. Well, actually, no.
Yeah, level 4 locked in for Villains Black, so they are going to have a bit of an edge here going into this phase.
Oh,
Ragnaros popping Molten Core very aggressively here. Does interrupt, however, in the bot lane, and buy time for Zames to get there and contest. And we're going to have ourselves a scramble in the middle here as ETC takes a little bit of damage, saved there by Medivh. And Vala on the channel does have to hustle away to avoid that combo from Li Ming. And so here we go. We got a rumble in the middle shrine.
Yeah, level 4 is picked up for both teams, so it's going to be even here. And that
much damage from Vala. Great setup from Beef Snack Stick. Gets the portal out from Medivh as well. And that's a nice quick kill for Blame Game. They're looking for the immediate follow-up. Agani, though, taking a lot of damage, does have to hustle out as Snackstick runs interference. And despite getting that initial kill, the HP pools just aren't high enough for Blame Game. They just can't get where they need to go. And they do interrupt Kodo McNugget again. But to what end? Are they going to finish him off?
Oh my god!
Dangerously low, and they do finish off the variant.
5 health and then 0.
5 health. That was absurd.
And Trevor Weg really doing some harassment with those portals now, coming into the bush there and interrupting.
Somebody hits. Oh, I was about to say someone has got to physically run interference for Vala. She cannot afford to take one of those Li Ming combos in mid-sentence. I was cut off by a Li Ming combo. But again, blow for blow, like a pair of old-timey heavyweights. These two are just going at it, trading shot for shot, kill for kill. Beef Snack Sticks suffering a bit there, getting a bit low, but between Malfurion's pokes and and Li Ming's pokes, both teams able to continuously interrupt. However, Malfurion dangerously low on mana. They're gonna start running out of mana on both teams here. And we're going to have to see who cracks first here.
Oh, and so much damage coming out of Li Ming's orb there. The rest of Blame Game has to back up here in response, and I think that might be it.
This segment was so long, it gave Ragnaros enough time to get his Molten Core cooldown again. So he popped Molten Core at the very beginning of that engagement, and he popped it again now at the end.
Yeah, well, is that 120 seconds?
That is a 120-second team fight. Someone call Guinness.
Oh, I don't know what you want beer for.
Like, there's any reason not to have one?
I don't like
to send the check in the mail, Guinness.
Oh, I missed the Vala death in your distraction there. No, I'm kidding.
I am very distracting, I know.
So level 7's picked up, actually, at this point. That is a really long first shrine phase.
Yeah, we do see cleanse picked up from both the supports, so no short-term stun shenanigans. Taking a look. Master's Touch was picked up by Medivh. I'll keep keeping track of that as we go through here. That has got to be one doozy of a quest talent to keep going.
Yeah. So when you're polyed, I think you can shield that person, right? I think that might actually be a good defense against the poly. Oh. And Scouting Drone just immediately removed from the map.
I love this level 7 talent for Tychus. Instead of going for quarterback, which is kind of normal in this situation, in this map, nice long range grenade. You get interrupts on the altars. He went instead for Relentless Soldier. So now being stunned or rooted grants him 25% armor, or 25 armor for 3 seconds. So really, really bailing Tychus out of those ETC stuns, of those Malf roots, and giving him the longevity he needs to survive these team fights. One altar spawns in the middle lane here. Villains Black kind of in position aggressively here to cap, but the members of Blame Game are there to contest, and here we go yet again. Yeah, Ragnaros going home to tap the Molten Core. There he goes. He's got the fort locked in, and the members of Blame Game scatter.
Yeah, so now they have the timer's up. They have 120 seconds to address this point here after the Molten Core is done. They're going to just try to poke until they can address this, until Molten Core is over, which is over right now.
Molten Core is over, but you see Zame's actually soaking to get his team to 10. Dangerously close to 10 are Villains Black, and members of Blame Game have got to respect this. If they do not cap immediately, if they do not get the point right now, they are going to have to concede.
Yep, and it looks... I mean, Falstad is desperately trying to soak in top, but I think that's...
Oh my god, that orb almost killed everybody in the middle.
So they're playing a very dangerous game, and 10s are picked up for Villains Black, which means they immediately get the objective because there's no one left to contest.
Yeah, Blame Game disengaging immediately as soon as that came about. So good on them for not getting caught. They pick up level 10 themselves. See Leyline Seal picked up by Medivh. That's going to be really interesting given just how packed in the members of Villains Black are going to be in these tightly knit areas. They do catch Varian in the mid lane near their pumpkin sappers, but no worse for wear. Varian just hustles right out.
Yep, and they do pick up their sappers successfully, and then they just portal right out there. So,
and that is a mosh pit, sir. You were talking about mosh pit earlier. You just predicted everything this match. You're like Nostradamus of. You're like the Hotstradamus. Well, Leyline Seal hits everything.
Oh, this is perfect for a mosh.
It's mosh pit time. And the Sulfurous Smash saves in the last moment there, knocking out Beef Snack Stick. That could have been an absolute disaster for Villains Black.
And Medivh negating a ton of blow up on Vala. Vala was dead except for that with that taunt, and there it is again. There's another shield.
Smokes.
Oh, but finally,
in the end, it wasn't enough, and that's a reset on. That's a reset on the stacks. So goodbye, Master's Touch, as Medivh falls to 0, and Red Team picks up the bottom fort. Securing shots potentially for this upcoming phase.
Yep, 7 seconds left on Vala as the very most. She'll be back in time, I think. So they're going to take advantage of this and just de-push some of the other lanes. Top is actually looking a bit pushed for Villains Black, taking some fort shots here. But they are positioning to be very... they're positioning very aggressively here. And Portal used
level
very
13.
early there.
Yeah, level 13 is about to happen for Villains Black. Ragnaros going back to his trusty Molten Core location. Get that damage in from long range. We see Koda McNugget in bot lane and the rest of Villains Black in mid lane. They're looking to continue to interrupt it. Once Molten Core is finished, Ragnaros will join. Koda McNugget gets the bottom channel. That's 5 shots going in against Blame Game, bringing them down to 23 hit points. And that is 3 shots confirmed by Blame Game, bringing Villains Black down to 33.
Yep. So they're going to pick up their sappers immediately after this. That's very smart, by the way. Just continuously pick up these sappers. These sappers have actually a very short respawn time, 1 minute 45, as opposed to normal, I think, 3 minutes? If I'm not mistaken.
I have to think on that one. Wonderfully executed blow up on Medivh, resetting the Master's Touch yet again. You know, Varian into Sulfurous Smash. I think that's well worth it to ensure that Medivh's damage remains low. And Villains Black pushing middle fort now. Bottom fort was retaken by Blame Game just now coming up and just now about to get hit by sappers yet again.
Yep, and Beef Snack Sticks, wow, juking a couple of shots from Li Ming, but ultimately falling to those magic seeking missiles.
That bottom fort, which literally just finished respawning, is now in the possession of Villains Black yet again.
40
they're
seconds
going to
left
probably push top or mid here. Brightwing has got a great push point. Medivh falls again. You know, it's critical that he stay alive. He's got 30 enemies to hit with Arcane Rift, and so far he's technically hit none of them.
Yeah, according to the game, he is currently at 0. So
yeah,
they're going to try to push back this bottom fort yet again. With sappers coming yet again, they have to destroy the sappers and the fort in order for them to not lose 3 more health on their core. But they are trying to, they being Villains Black, are trying to push in on mid here, and
we're going to have a 5-shot altar phase for Villains Black.
Or potentially
6-shot if Blame Game doesn't hustle in the bot lane.
Yeah, they got to interrupt this. Oh, so they barely were able to interrupt this, but Brightwing does a successful capture with 6, and on the Villains Black side, Beef Snack Stick's able to. Oh, look at that cleanse.
Oh no, the anti-synergy! The anti-synergy, the Leyline Seal hits during Mosh Pit, negating all the damage that could be done. Villains Black does manage to sneak out and survive. They get the counter kills onto Vala and Falstad, and it's a disaster for Blame Game.
Yeah, that's another 6 damage down. That's going to bring them down to 11. And then that's 2 towers away. Oh my gosh, they're going to get the third
tower.
Oh, this is dangerous. They need to drop this bottom tower now, otherwise it's going to be dead.
They're going to get maybe one free shot?
No.
Maybe?
No, it was at this exact same time.
They do not. So, boss now being taken by Villains Black.
Naturally.
They're going to get their 4 shots. It's going to bring us down to 7 HP on Blame Game
and
versus
Basher
33 on Villains Black.
And Basher Happy is going to go solo the top sapper camp and try to walk the sappers in. And that's going to be, what, 7... Yeah, 7 to 33. If the 3 come in, that's going to be 4. And 4 is within 1 turn in. Most often. So it looks like they're not going to walk the 3 sappers in. They're just going to let it do its thing. They're going to... Oh, it's a ruse.
It was a ruse. They rotate the bot lane. They're going to cap bot. This
dance
is not long for this world.
Yeah, this dance is rough to play against. I mean, you just...
Oh, even the ruse was a ruse. They're going to mid lane. They know what they're doing.
Well, Medivh is scouting this out, so there is no... Oh my gosh, that is a really risky...
That is a ballsy play, but it pays off. They get roots. They get Twilight Dream. They get the whole works. They get everything they could ever want. Agani falls to Sulfurous Smash.
Oh, and Mosh is up. Mosh is still up.
Mosh is still up. Beast Snack is still alive. They get a counter kill onto Medivh yet again. As another reset on Master's Touch. And this is looking pretty bad, actually, for Blame Game. They might not have enough personnel to actually adequately hold all 3 of these locations.
Yeah.
Varian is hustling south, and that is it. No one's in position to actually stop Varian. GG. And Blame Game just coming up short in the last game here, falling to Villains Black. Now 3-0 in the season. Very nicely done.
Yeah, very nicely done indeed. That was quite an end to that game. And I will give it to you. I incorrectly called the team, so lay it on me.
I didn't see anything worthwhile really in the long term from the Medivh pick. They didn't get the damage in. They put out 15k, which is just a little bit above what ETC put out. It actually was less than what Varian put out as the tank for Villains Black. I didn't like the Medivh pick. I feel like you can play Medivh if you've got another dangerous frontliner who can benefit from having a gap closer like those portals. So like Medivh and Sonya, or Medivh and Alarak, or Medivh and Kerrigan. Like those are good combos. Medivh with Vala and Falstad just doesn't feel strong. You're not benefiting your team from putting those two into the enemy team's backline.
Yeah, Medivh is good against divers, or sorry, with divers.
With divers, yes,
yeah,
and to some extent against divers, but
mm-hmm.
like you want to have both options available to you.
I mean,
so,
you did see the shield negating a lot of blowups. Vala's escape basically was covered by Medivh, except the fact that they went back in and died. The ETC a lot of times getting caught in the root, being bailed out by the shield as well. Even when Medivh died at the very end, ETC had that last portal up and teleported up and escaped to no, ultimately to no avail. But in the end, there is some value in Medivh. I just don't think it was particularly good in this set of or in this comp matchup. But yeah, Medivh has a lot of value against, for example, Li Ming, against Chromie. Well, Chromie actually less so because you can't see it coming.
I think Medivh has value against Chromie.
Well, yeah, it has value, but like,
I think being unable to stay alive and get the Master's Touch up and running was a huge issue for Trevor Weg. Just not able to finish that quest. That was a critical juncture. Every Medivh kill, I feel like it set them back almost a whole level.
Yeah.
In terms of like how effectively they could team fight.
You set a lot of your game on, like you put a lot of pressure on the Medivh to perform well, and that's the problem. It to make or break.
Yeah.
And
you can't have your Medivh be the most deaths on your team. It just doesn't work. The hero just doesn't work that way.
Yeah. And
so looking towards Villains Black, we saw them really effectively incorporate Variant into their team today. They really effectively used Ragnaros. It's stalling out those points, making those team fights longer. That worked out really in their favor with Brightwing on the healing. Brightwing being able to use those mana-less heals to keep the team topped off. I gotta hand it to them. They did excellently. So they did excellently so far today. So I wish them the best of luck going forward in Chair Lake here.
Absolutely, yeah, they did. The Spicy McHaggis showing the power of a ranged burst assassin. For sure.
They were very consistent today. Yeah.
And yeah, Basher Happy also looking at a great job with melee, bruiser, melee, high HP.
Sort of in that bruiser off slot. Good Leoric in game 1 and very good Ragnaros in game 3.
Yeah, but at the same time, Beef Snack Sticks did a really good job as Varian on game 2. So
I think did Snack Stick have other melee support in game 1? I'm trying to recall now. Because in game 2 we ran Zarya and Varian, if I'm mistaken.
Yeah. Game 1 was weird.
I'm trying to remember now. I don't know why my brain can't remember an hour ago.
Tassadar was Tassadar
game 1? It was Tassadar. No, I'm thinking. Yeah, it was Tassadar, Murky, Varian, Jaina, and Lucio.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was solo frontliner. I mean, Blame Game might want to look into swapping out those specialists for a second melee. It seemed to work out well for them in the second game, because it just seems that in game 1 and game 3 their damage came up short, and that really hobbled them in the long run on the team fights.
Yeah, I think double support might do them well, double warrior might do them well rather than double support. The Tastar may have been a little overvalued as well. I know it is constantly addressed in the pro scene, but at the same time, sometimes it's just not worth it. I mean, as a denial to the other team, maybe, but I don't know. But yeah, good games all around. And as always,
that was a fun set, dude. We had it all. We had drama and intrigue and mosh
we did not have a Clara score.
We did not have a Calaris core, so
No.
I guess we didn't have everything. Sorry to disappoint you, our
No.
viewers side. We let you down.
Yep. 6.5 out of 10. No comeback mechanics.
Yeah, please don't downvote us.
Oh, all right. Well, I think that'll do it for us this week. We'll be looking forward to casting again next week. As always, you can follow me on Twitter at synthparadox. New type.
And you'll find me at newtype2k6 on Twitter, and same thing on Twitch here.
All right, everyone. With that, we'll bid you guys have a good evening and have a great rest of the week.
Cheers.